40 points from a possible 42 so far this new year. Tonight, the first step in what could be a defining year for Bayern München. League of her own this season, producing 6 goals and 12 assists in 13 league outings. Jonas Steffen calling for a courageous performance. He received a look like a back 5 out of possession. Well, snow is falling all around us. Teams are playing and having fun. The role of favourites and underdogs clearly distributed. Equaliser. We talk about letting defenders. Julia Gvir. Truth be taking Annabelle, shashing on. Cut back to Simon. Back out to Buhl. The red shirts lining up in this. Darman finds a bit of space. Neat passing. Buhl wants it in behind from Tanikawa. Clara Buhl now able to drive into the box. 2 weight in the middle. Buhl gets there first. Stanway. Back from Tanikawa. Handball in the mix. We just saw it popped up off of Stanway's foot and not in a natural position. Relatively straightforward decision for Karolina Wacker, our referee. With a goal, but it's Momoko Tanikawa taking charge. They got another. It was Pernilla Harder who missed hers. Bayern to take the lead. Tanikawa gets the better of it. Mother Nature might be wreaking havoc in Munich, but Bayern on a nice cold sub-zero evening. 7th at the Bayern campus, courtesy of Momoko Tanikawa. Bavaria have a precious early lead as she joins Pernilla Harder at the top charts. Maybe stake a claim in that feels so avoidable, feels so unnecessary. Harsh on Leipzig, harsh on Norheim, dictates the decision. Caruso, Tanikawa, the 1-2 didn't work out. Tanikawa, there was a big tug on the shoulder. We're getting very handsy with the Japanese international, who's on the ball again here. Through to Julie Gwyn. Shouldn't exactly be short on confidence, Tanikawa. But maybe on a night like tonight, they will look. Jolie. They've lost out again, the high press from Bayern. Tanikawa. Oh, down. Well won by Bayern again. Right now, Leipzig just playing into the league lead. If they lose tonight, an uncomfortable position to say the least for a side in Leipzig who had. It's a nice ball over the top, and they've got runners in the middle here. Leipzig to least, but boy is one of them. A great fine intervention, wouldn't have been necessary in the end. Shashing with the run in behind, and the early. That's why Tanikawa's early penalty might. And they believe they'll be able to pack it out most weekends as Clara Buhl, someone who draws the eyes and the attention. Cross to Tanikawa, and as well as she should have had a penalty for the foul outside the area. I mean, again, it's not the cleanest of defending from a strong case in the end. Way to break teams down. She wins it back. Oh, Harder's there. Can she convert? Scramble on the goal. The high press from Bayern is causing Leipzig all sorts of problems. She was looking for the killer pass. Marlene Müller in the end did. The only bad news during the winter break, 1 departure and 1 future. After the 3-0 win against Leverkusen that suggested it was Lea Schuller against Jolie, who finds Baboy. Baboy looking for Esquerstotich. Emilia Esquerstotich. Based on their incredible track record. Oh, Baum. Something tells me they might have a snow shovel or two out at half-time as Esquerdotir with his shot deflected. Oh, magnificent save from the Bayern shot. It stayed in play, but this is a sensational save. After the glance off of Esquerdotir's head. Cross. Stanway's able to sort out the ponytail whilst getting to the loose ball, and what a cross at the end of it! Oh. What a devilish delivery, and I tell you what, Pedila harder than it normally would have. She can take them with her left foot or her right foot. They're just as dangerous as Gilles, almost on the end of the ball. Caruso's underneath it. Tanikawa plucks it out of the air. Simon for support, but takes corner duties from Bull. Right in at the near post. Bull first to the loose ball. Can't get the shot off. Bayern in front thanks to an early penalty. A handball by Andrea Norheim, converted by Tanikawa, and now looking for their second as gobbled up in the end by Elvira Het. Could have been really dangerous again. Bayern's game plan is clearly get to the byline, find those square balls. We never really got to see her link up with Lena Oberdorf. No one's fault, just the injury gods playing their part as Daumann strikes, blocked. Bayern have had chances since then. Tanikawa a handful, loses out there. Leipzig are playing some really nice football at times, and Boboy here with a chance to have a go on goal, and Leipzig with these promising opportunities just aren't making. Esquerdotir on another night, she probably doesn't get there because the snow's not there. It skips off the turf and probably finds the bottom corner. Of course, due to the expansion to 14 teams, up from 12, they were always likely to outdo themselves on in the campaign, just past the halfway stage. A statement. Free for company from the Leipzig ranks, and does well to earn the free kick. Luan Joly to a booking. Postponed with Karsai Siena's match against Wolfsburg. Both matches postponed due to unplayable pitches. Andrea Norheim against her fellow started 2026. 8 points behind. Excuse me, 6 points behind. Momoko Tanikawa's early penalty proving decisive in a hard-fought first half. In the sub, but can they hold on to it or extend it in the second half? At the break, it's Bayern 1. Meanwhile, if Leipzig could just learn to lift their shots into the air. Bayern are the unbeatables from Bavaria, looking to make Bayern's back line just watching the ball cross their 6-yard box. And Esquerdotir then trying to pick out Chmielewski, and this lead is anything but secure. Leipzig, a moment to embolden them as Lisa Baum now. Baum goes it alone, and it with where the throw is being taken from by Marlene Müller. This game's so fascinatingly poised. Scoring goals for fun this season, but something tells me they're not going to have it as easy on that front unless Leipzig make mistakes like this, and Leipzig aren't really playing theirs. These are there, the vulnerabilities from Bayern are there. in November of 2021. Talk about dominance. But right now, the unbeatables from Bavaria won confidence. 5 straight losses before Christmas. Not exactly the type of form you want coming into a game against Bayern, but then the winter break is the great reset in that regard for it. Approaching the hour mark. Baum battles with Gilles, and Gilles not covering herself in glory. Now Baum through from Boboy, forced a little wide. Decided the outlet pass goes astray for Bayern. Leipzig have advanced their lines, now they look to press. Jolie's got to be careful, she's on a booking. Long ball from Mahmutovic, doesn't find its mark, and it almost broke. Ketz loses out. It's Gerstotich, goes to goal, and nested on that occasion. Had to get down low quickly. Angle Oy. Stanway, lovely ball out to Ket, right into the path of the left back, who is then bundled over unceremoniously. 8th of the game for Bayern. This corner from Buhl. Buhl right into the danger area. Herzog didn't get there. Stanway to Ket, settles herself, strikes, deflected, and they're celebrating with Franziska Ketz, which suggests it might have been off a Leipzig, but have had to be patient. Just their advantage. Stanway did well to keep the chance alive. Kept the right idea to settle herself. I think the second might have been off Spitzner. In the end, it doesn't matter. Bayern 2-0 up. They face Lea Schuler and Manchester United. That would be quite the narrative as well. And then they will face the winner of Barcelona. The favourites, Barcelona, should book their ticket to the semi-finals, and then it would be Bayern and Barcelona in the semis for a place in the final, and wouldn't 7-1 defeat. They've come. Clara Buhl. Header on goal, Herzog, it's in. The night gets a little bit worse for Leipzig. It's a quick-fire double for Bayern. And on another night, has tried to level the playing field. The favourite, another gear. With one of the easiest finishes of her Bayern career after Vanessa Gilles. So decisive. Damjanovic are once again proving unbeatable. Does well, loose touch, but she recovered. And Leipzig still snapping away. They can't. Will put them to the sword. Here's Buhl, nice 1-2 to the byline. Cut back, Damjanovic. Tanikawa. Lovely ball to Harder, flitting between the lines, trying to release. In 15 league games that they have scored 2 or more goals. Crunching challenge, but a fair one. Esgersdottir can't turn the corner. Tanikawa does a bit of defending. Prevents Leipzig from getting on the score sheet. In Jose Barkler's squad, Barbara Dunst for Eintracht Frankfurt. But when joining Bayern, talked about the chance to compete with Europe's elite. Prove that Bayern were more vulnerable tonight than they have been most of this season, that they were more beatable because of what I think about it. So maybe it would struggle to crack the top 5, but a very good one. Very, very good one. Best of the weekend. Four nights like tonight against Bayern, to get anything for your efforts, and anything as a result is a bonus in that regard. The games Leipzig have to win are against the teams in and around Buhl. Not her only one of the evening. Damjanovic now looking for the killer pass for Alara. Picked up. Kvin squeezes through 2. Amani losing the aerial battle, but Tanikawa then chips into the precision. Dunst atones to the poor through ball by winning the ball back. Now Ket to Damjanovic, so she asked a lot of to tumble in the snow. Ball stays in play. Could Leipzig produce a bit of an act of defiance late on? Not like that. Ket and on match day 15, despite the fact that we had 2 games postponed. Has been a fascinating weekend to Bremen. Their top 3 hopes took a hit with a 1-1 draw on home soil against relegation-threatened Nuremberg. In a relegation could be how important it was to make a positive start to the new year. Damjanovic nodding it down, and Harder trying to make something on. Quickly closed down. Skips past the challenge, Dunst. Now Tanikawa to Kvin. Still plenty of fight left in Leipzig. They headed clear by Vigorstotich. Picked up, but no shot at the end of it for Dietrich. Well, Mother Nature made us look more beatable than they've looked most of this season, but it is a tailless, ruthless streak. Even the sub-zero temperatures and snowy conditions couldn't slow the well-oiled